Noticed something when I was last down here at the it seems, the Knoxville Convention Center. Um, the word here on the sign, ballroom entrance. Interesting choice of words. It's, you know, given today's culture and times, ballroom. I've heard it before on the road. Um, we are just a gateway away from the University of Tennessee over yonder. And ballroom got me thinking. I've been, you know, kind of churning this over in the back of my mind. When opportunity arises, usually nightfall when back on my hill and away from these neighbors. Ballroom. I would imagine this is the oldest of the seemingly many convention centers they seem to have down here in Knoxville, downtown. And I would guess the word ballroom is where they hold every season the cotillions. It's something I learned on my travels here. The word cotillion and cotillions. They've been suspended because of the pandemic and COVID and stuff, but they're going to restart them, I'm sure. I don't know when the season is. I do remember a cotillion taking place when I was in San Antonio, Texas. Daddy rented out an entire park and hired a staff of circus performers, circus workers, horses, clowns, everything to help him announce his daughter's arrival into the societal world. It's a rite of passage here in the South. And actually, all cultures have it in one form or another. I remember thinking, did I ever have a rite of passage when I was like 16 or 13 or something? Yeah, hey. It's called confirmation. Irish mother. Damn sure I went through it. I remember teaching in Los Angeles and coming across a word I could not pronounce, but my students knew it in South LA. It was quinceañera. Hope I'm pronouncing it right this morning here. Quinceañera. And it's Latinas coming of age rite of passage. And a family will have, father will provide, a big party for his daughter. and she'll get dressed in style, and you know, boys will bring out the cars. And Quinceañera. Again, it's a rite of passage. It's a coming of age. It's a growing up time. It's a sign that, hey, childhood is behind, adulthood is ahead. I've been thinking about Me Too and the cancel culture. Um, and the veracity of it, and how this sort of gelding of many men and their lives and their marriages. It's just so it had gotten so ferocious. I mean, who's the Supreme Court justice? I mean, he was like the cake. I mean, he was the cake. Kavanaugh. I mean, this girl from high school, for Christ's sake, coming out of the woodwork. It's just as bad as Anita Hill, 10 years earlier, coming out to cut the balls off the black Supreme Court justice nominee. It's like, wow, man. It's, these women, it's like chicks with dicks, it's, wow, it's, whew, it's nasty. It's like, they can get mean and stuff. In any case, and it's just, I'm thinking this morning of the Chixie Dicks. No, what do they call them? The Chixie, yeah, the Chixie Dicks. What is this? Chixie Dicks and stuff. The three girl, band from the 90s, and how they were on top of the world and how their world came apart when they put down the president of the United States, and then spend half a documentary, like, standing by their position, and well, I tell you, not only country music, but the entire country gave it to those girls, and then, they stood fast, we are women, we are, it's like, we have a right, free speech, you can say what you want, but, we can say what we want to. And I was thinking, like, I mean, and they lost everything. They lost their career, their home, their marriages, everything went into the, into the toilet. And I'm thinking, like, all right, well, what did they do so bad that, like, some guy like Morgan Wallen, it's like, I posted on him the other day, like, somehow the bros of country rescued him, by continuing to buy his album, which the country did not do with the Dixie Chicks, And here's the difference between the Dixie Chicks, canceled years ago, and Morgan Wallen or Kavanaugh or the other black Supreme Court justice on the bench today, is that the Dixie Chicks criticized the president of the United States overseas after the motherland, the country, had been literally attacked by outside forces. You know, this little peach of a girl in some foreign land at a concert had the balls to criticize the president of the United States. Now, hey, I'm the first to get behind Trump haters, but we were not really at war during the Trump era. And I am the first to say I hate Bush ever being in office. But when the country is literally attacked for the first time in some 50 years, and you got some snide little girl, in a foreign country making snide remarks about the president, you got everything that was coming to you. And boy, the people of America really gave it to them, as they should have. And, to this day, those girls are still like, oh, I am woman, I am woman, I am woman. But, we were right, we were right. It's OJ sort of thing. Oh, well, but I must say, I'm sure they had some growing up to do. And they obviously, the country put them to task after that snide little remark. Not only country music, but the entire nation put those three little Dixie Chicks to task. Because they had some growing up to do. And, their ignorance was really showing.